Don't worry, Toby, we're not turned on yet. Let's get a check. How is that on in your all's ears? Let me get a sound check. All right. Is that you?
What?
Yep, that's you. Okay.
Okay.
So make sure I had the right one. And that would mean, Kate, this is you.
Check.
How's the ears? Not too loud? Well, once I start talking real loud, I'll crank myself down here a little bit. Well, thank you all for joining us. And Toby, of course, thank you very much for the sound check. We do appreciate that. Microphone check 1, 2 for Rodney Cox as well. Stephanie Poole tuning in. Veronica Stover tuning in. Already we got some people tuning in. And I tried to promote this as quickly as I could yesterday because I forgot to do it the day before when Miss Kate Gaynor and I were speaking about doing this live remote. And this is one of just a few live remotes we're going to be doing as we're getting closer and closer and closer to the Black Walnut Festival. What year is this for the Black Walnut Festival? 69th annual?
69th, yes.
Wow, 69 years of the Black Walnut Festival. So what we wanted to do here, ladies, is I wanted to bring in the people who are in the know. Even though Miss Tracy says that she is not quite in the know yet, she's got to be in the know if she's in this building for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But you guys are two of the people who have really done a great job already. Two of the many who step up to produce this Black Walnut Festival. Kate, you've really dug in this year, gotten involved. I've spoken to you a couple of times. And I don't know if this was something that your dad just kind of laid on you or something you've been doing this, you've been involved, you've been around it all your life. So the question is after this year, do you think you'll continue?
That's to be determined.
The question is will she come back next year and work hard on it? Tracy, I know that you're busy and you got things that you need to do. So you wanted to talk about a couple of things that you have on tap for the Black Walnut Festival Queen's pageant that's coming up, I believe, this weekend. Is that correct?
Yeah. Leslie White sent me a text this morning and she gave me the details on it. So, in case anybody's interested in the pageant, going to the pageant, entering the pageant, Saturday is the Queen Teen Preteen. Begins at 6:30. Doors open at 5:45. So far, there's 45 contestants competing. Admission is $15 cash only. So that's Saturday. Sunday is Junior Royalty Pageant at 1 and 5. 1 and 5. Doors open 30 minutes before each session. Baby toddler compete at 1. Little Junior Miss at 5. Admission is $10 cash only, and there are 55 contestants. Front Porch will be there. The Front Porch Restaurant will be there. They're doing a light menu on both days. So Leslie wanted us to welcome everybody to come, and I assume that if you're going to be in the pageant, you would have already been in the pageant. Otherwise,
Yes. So I spoke with.
I don't know that the cutoff has happened.
Yeah, I spoke with Leslie on the radio station. We brought in Emma Sloan, who was Miss Teen Black Walnut Festival last year, and Leslie was talking about, of course, the upcoming deadline, which was a couple weeks ago or last week. And she was a little bit nervous, as people always are, about getting contestants in for it. She messaged me a couple days ago and said, "Oh my goodness, over 100 people total
That's
Yeah.
a
involved
lot.
in this." So it was
Yeah.
a great thing. That's kind of the first real thing that we're doing for the Black Walnut Festival. That's this week. We're going to crown our new queen. Obviously, Brooklyn Pecula. I think I got that right.
Petula,
Pecula.
P-E-T.
Somebody help me out with that on our stream. Has reigned for the last year, and so we'll have a new queen who will reign over the Black Walnut Festival this year, coming up in a couple of weeks. That's kind of the first. That's kind of the first really
it's like
kickoff.
the kickoff to the
Yeah.
festival. It used to be in the springtime. They would have the
Yeah.
pageant, but they moved it up to kind of be the kickoff of the festival. So we crown our royalty, and then we head right into festival season.
And I think I like that. I
Yeah.
like that they changed that and bring it closer to the actual festival. That way, people are still fired up about it.
Yeah.
So that's this weekend, this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
$15 to enter or to get into the show.
Saturday. 10
Saturday.
on, 10 on Sunday.
And then 10 on Sunday for the wees. I call them the wee ones.
The wee ones.
The
Yeah.
wee ones. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the beginning of the Black Walnut Festival this year. And that is this weekend. We're going to crown our queens and get them set for the festival that's coming up in 2 weeks. And Kate, are you ready?
Sorry, I stopped breathing there for a
No
minute.
one is ever ready. I know this. No one is ever
No.
fully ready for the Black Walnut
You
Festival.
can never be fully ready for something like this because there's just so many undetermined
There's things you can't
contributors.
know.
You can't control the weather. You can't. I mean, there's a lot of things you can't control. So you're never really ready because there's some things that are unexpected that could change
hmm
everything.
Before I get off here, I did want to say something about contributors really quickly. That's what I'm working on. And so if anybody out there would like to contribute, it's small amounts, large amounts are welcome. Any amounts welcome. We're still fundraising and, we'll continue to until the time of the festival.
So the fundraising efforts will continue. Anybody out there, any business owners, any individuals, whatever you can give would be great. They just need to come here and see you or call the city building, find Tracy
1640.
Keaton.
Yep. Thank you.
1640, right?
Yep, 927
All right, they're still doing that. Not only do they need donations and fundraising still, one of the things that the mayor and I spoke of, Kate, and I'm sure you guys have talked about this too, is volunteers. You guys still need a lot of volunteers. To put this Walnut Festival on every single year is a difficult job, and it requires a lot of volunteerism. It requires people to step up from their community and get involved. I know he's talking about needing just stuff, volunteers to help with like maybe toilet paper, trash bags, whatever
just
you guys
replenishing
can
the
get.
bathrooms, checking the bathrooms, wiping off tables downtown, walking around and picking up trash, which we have been very fortunate in previous years that folks don't just throw their trash down for others to pick up. I mean, folks are really good about throwing away their trash, but we still want to keep a clean environment. We still want to have the tables wiped off for the next people who come along, and we try to keep up with that. Because people comment on that. They comment on how clean it is and how we keep up with everything. But in saying that, we can only do it if we have volunteers. So if anyone's willing to be a volunteer, if you're on Facebook and you want to private message the City of Spencer or the West Virginia Black Walnut Festival site, or even call in to City Hall at 1640, give them your name. Let them know you're willing to volunteer because we'll take anybody. I mean, we're looking for people to, like I said, pick up trash, help sit at exhibits and oversee them. And I mean, those are small things. I mean, it's like a couple hours here, a couple hours here. It wouldn't take up your whole festival. That you get to enjoy it too.
Yeah, it'll be the ability to help out and get active with the festival.
Yes.
Because to make it work, it's got to take all these people, these volunteers. And again, if you yourself cannot volunteer, do not be afraid to like. Let's say that you find out that a table needs wiped off and you just can't. Go find somebody in an orange shirt, the City of Spencer workers. Don't be afraid to go say, hey, I noticed that this thing needs some help or needs some attention, because a lot of times these workers for the city are just all over the place, moving and shaking.
Yeah, they're going from one thing to the next.
And they may not see something that's going on. Don't be afraid to go and don't be mean about it. Just go, hey, I just noticed they're out of toilet paper just go tell somebody something to make sure that this thing runs as smoothly as it possibly can. By the way, you got a message from Carol Williams. I don't know who that is. Says, good morning, Mayor. We wanted your dad to be here. Obviously, he couldn't be here today, but I told him hopefully he'll be back on Tuesday next
Yeah.
week, right before I take out of town. So we're getting things started this weekend with the Queen's coronation, but things really get rolling the week of the 14th through the 16th. It's a Wednesday is the official start. Is that correct?
Yeah, like the food booths will open up about noon. I know everybody always peers through their business windows as the aroma fills the air of funnel cakes and tons of taters
Oh, yes.
and fried veggies and
Keep it coming.
pizza and Italian sausage and we are very excited because this year we are adding several new food booths that have never been to the festival before.
Now,
So-
am I allowed to ask what these new food booths are?
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
good. I don't want you to keep it secret from the people out there.
So, a couple that I am excited about is a Bayou Classic that has jambalaya, crawfish, and a lot of Cajun type foods.
Okay.
That's definitely a new thing. We've never had anything like that. Another one is the Chef Shack hibachi trailer.
Okay.
Noodles, rice, and a variety of meat that you can put with that. We have a lady bringing her empanada truck. I guess it's like a deep fried pie
Oh, my goodness.
with some cakes that she's making. She's
Yep.
actually working on a specialty one with black walnuts.
Hey, listen, I've seen those on food shows. Not that I'm addicted to food shows, but I kind of am. But I've seen those. They have sweet, they have savory pies, they have meat pies, things like that. So it's
Yeah.
not just like a sweet pie.
Right.
You could get a lot of different kinds of pies there,
Yeah.
too.
We have the mini donut place from Jackson County. It's like mini donuts, and they put all these toppings on top of them. Looks delicious in
This is
the
a food-related
photos.
thing always.
Yeah. We have the Fat Llama as well from Jackson County, which hamburgers, cheeseburgers, some like typical everyday food, but it's stuff that still we don't have.
Exactly. The Fat Llama was supposed to make it to the Reedy Mud Bogs, and I think they set up, but I didn't get there to get any of it, so I don't know. I'm excited to see that. Again, the goal is to hit every single one of these places up. I know people have their routines.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going to have new food booths, so that's going to throw a wrinkle into these routines from people.
I know. I actually had that conversation last night with Corey Clarkson at the Spencer Middle School soccer game, and he was just, I threw him in a tizzy telling him all this new stuff because he already had his schedule planned out
Of
about
course.
so he could get a Italian sausage as often as possible.
Uh-huh.
But now with all these new options, I've thrown a wrench in things.
And that's throwing a wrench into me because I'm always one day you got to get the Italian sausage, and then you got to get the pit beef, and then you always got to get pumpkin ice cream. But on top of that, you always got to get the Chinese food one day, and of course. Our good buddy there who has finally retired, you hated to see that, but you knew it was coming. But you do have Chinese option. You got the Samurai Hibachi coming
Well,
in.
it's called the Chef Shack food
Chef
truck.
Shack food truck.
Yeah, bourbon chicken, hibachi chicken, and steak.
As long as they got noodles.
Yeah.
As long as they have noodles, I'm a happy camper. But this is not about me, Kate. I apologize. It's not about my food preferences, even though I'm going to have to hit up the Bayou now and get some jambalaya and some crawfish and some other stuff. But again, you're going to have the tried and true favorites for the food booths, but you're also adding new food booths this year, which is
Yes.
going to be an exciting change up, and it'll give people around here a little bit of a boost. Be like, okay, let's try this new food booth and see if they're really what they say they may be. And I think they are. I love the Fat Llama one coming from local too. That
Yes.
doesn't hurt.
Yes. Yeah. And we had one recently that we're working on to join us, which is a fish truck, fried fish truck.
Okay.
So
And that'll be soon.
yeah, we're in contact, and hopefully we can finalize that one and add him as well.
But that's a not sure yet. So those of you who like the fried fish, that'll be an interesting food truck if it does make it over here. So obviously the food is number one on the list, and those food booths open on Wednesday morning. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, they'll open up. They usually open up about Wednesday at noon.
Okay.
They're open downtown, and then of course Thursday They're open Friday, open Saturday and Sunday till about 4.
Yeah, yeah, and they stick around there for the end of the festival. Such a long festival, and that's a big deal for these food trucks to come in here because they've got to make it worth their while to come in here, and they do because the people come here and they frequent these food booths like absolute craziness. It's great. Folks of you out there, if you have any questions, I've got Kate right here, and she has been involved in the process of this planning the 69th annual West Virginia Black Walnut Festival. If you have any questions, and when I posted this a couple days ago, I said, have your questions ready because if there's something, because I don't know yet. I've not even looked at the festival plans, but as someone who's been involved in it up to your ears basically for the last I don't know how many months, you know exactly what's going on with this stuff. So you've got the festival opening up Wednesday with the food booths. What else do we have coming up for the festival? I know one of the things that was just posted, and people ask about this. They even ask the station about this all the time. The Kids Day Parade and the Grand Parade, times, days, what is it?
Same as usual. So Kids Day Parade is Friday at noon, Grand Parade Saturday at noon.
Okay.
We've had such an abundance of participants in the Kids Day Parade that we needed to go to pre-registration. So we're really encouraging people to pre-register for that because we have so many people the day of trying to register that it really makes it difficult to get our ducks in a row, get the information up to our announcer, Adam Anderson, and for him to get organized to take off with it. So we're just we have to make little changes each year to help improve it and make it better. So this year we made it a pre-registration event.
So how if somebody wants to pre-register between now and whatever the cutoff may be, where do they go? Do they call you guys again here at the city office? Is that what they do, or
there's
can they find it?
applications out on the front table of City Hall, right when you walk in to the foyer. There's applications there for many of the events.
Okay.
Or you can visit the website at www.wvbwf.com, and the application's on there that you can print out and fill out, and you can mail it in, you can drop it off, you can email it in.
You can do just about anything to get that thing to you guys.
Absolutely.
Is there a cutoff date for that, or is it just kind of leading up to the festival?
Leading up to it, yeah. Well, we put a deadline on it of like the Friday before the festival so we could get our ducks in a row. But if a couple trickle in after that, we're not going to turn somebody away. We want everybody to be a part of this and make it the best ever. So, but please get those applications. The Grand Parade you have to have in prior because the Kids Day Parade is big.
The Grand Parade.
But the Grand Parade is grand.
Okay, so speaking of the Grand Parade, Stephanie Poole asked, do you know how many bands are going to be in the Grand Parade yet?
Not a for sure number yet. Last I heard, there was about 12.
Okay, so that's the last update that she had was 12 bands from high schools. But again, that could change in the next week or so, 2 weeks. And we got tricksters out there. Guys, get to work. Toby Ford and Matt Peary are both calling. Toby said, when is Trick or Treat this year?
Yeah.
That is an ongoing joke, too. Oh, my gosh. And then Coach Peary wants to know, is Rome County High School operating on club schedule tomorrow? Hate both of you guys. I'm kidding, but geez.
Fully expected.
Fully expected from those two jokesters. Thank you all very much for your very important and intriguing questions about the Walnut Festival here. So the Grand Parade, noon on Saturday, the Kids Day Parade, noon on Friday. I have already had people asking us, I assume it's cool that we live stream those. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Well, WVRC, for those of you who can't get downtown, I know Saturday can be a mess. We're already going to be downtown, so we'll take our equipment up. And for those of you who cannot get there for the Grand Parade, we'll be right on Main Street. I'll have a headset on Adam Anderson, so you'll hear all of the entries that are going through, and we'll cover those both for the people who are out of town, out of state, whatever it may be. So you'll be able to view the Grand Parade and the Kids Day Parade if you can't make it for those, both at noon. What else do we have on tap? Again, there are some major things that happen every year. Are there any changes to some of the major things? Like I know you have arts and crafts. There are different shows and exhibits that are taking place.
Correct. Yeah, several. We have moved the art and photo show down to the SMS Playroom. It is down there with the 4-H and FFA exhibits, all in the playroom of SMS. And then the community building will house the quilt show.
Trying to think if anything is anything still going on down at the Armory?
Yes, the craft show.
Okay.
And is huge.
Yes, and I think that's why it stays at the Armory, because it's so large.
It's so large.
Yeah.
Yes, it is
Okay.
huge. It's in my time, I think this is one of the biggest that we've ever had.
Really?
I'm at max capacity.
Well, I did see a post about a week ago that somebody had mentioned, it may have been you, that said, if you're wanting to get into the craft show, we need an entry quickly because we're running out of
Yes.
table space.
And when I posted that, we had like 2 booths left, and the next day we were done. Like,
so the craft show will be very good this year
yes,
because it's at
we
max
have a wide
capacity.
variety: woodworking, lotions, sewn items, home decor. George Dudding with his books. He's up to like 42 books now.
That's amazing.
And it is.
He had to retire from teaching so he could do what he wanted to do.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing. I didn't realize there was that many.
Toby Ford said, thanks for the BWF gear.
Oh yeah.
Wait, did I miss something here? Does Toby have like an inside track to gear that I don't get?
Well, he is a
That's
city
fine. I don't have to
councilman.
be here. No big deal. I'm kidding. So the craft show is going to be huge over at the Armory.
Yes.
These events are taking place, generally speaking, where they were. I know that the utilization of Spencer Middle School is something that you guys wanted to kind of build up a little
Yes,
bit.
so
though.
I actually moved the flea market down there in what my dad refers to as the old racetrack.
Okay, yeah.
You go across the footbridge and the empty lot on the corner. I know when I was growing up, they practiced softball over there, or t-ball, and different things. Steve Nichols would utilize that lot over there. We've turned that into the flea market, so people
Okay.
can park at the middle school. They can see the exhibits that are there. They can walk across the footbridge to the flea market. I'm working with Ray Dietz. We're going to establish some parking over at the flea market as well. There's a lot of space over there. It's
Yeah.
a big area.
It's good to utilize that space and keep everything kind of within that walking distance.
Yes, and that was my main goal this year, was to place things meticulously so that when you go somewhere, it's kind of a one-stop shop. You get to see several
Yeah.
things
You
in
don't
the
want to
area,
be.
not
You don't want to be.
just-
Go see one thing, get
Yes.
back in the vehicle, go find parking.
Yes.
Do another thing.
And people often park downtown and walk to the Armory, and parking downtown and walking towards the middle school is actually shorter distance.
Okay, yeah.
And so just kind of evening things out across the downtown, helping with not only traffic control, crowd control. So we kind of made 3 hub areas
Yeah.
with events.
Yeah. And that's good, again, for the parking situation, for people walking, because this is a foot traveled thing most often. A lot of people will park somewhere and they'll spend the day going around the city, and it's all within walking distance. I'd say the one thing, if you're not into walking much, would be the Armory, where people would maybe drive over there across the brand new bridge, which
The brand
is
new
so
bridge.
nice. We're here with Kate Gaynor, folks, and we're waiting for any questions you may have about the Walnut Festival, Toby. About the Walnut Festival. We're trying to highlight the things that are normal for everybody, that everybody knows about, the craft show, the art exhibits, the quilt show. Everything is going to be here again this year. It's full bore once again this year. I've had people ask me about that, but I've also had people predict this year. Coming off of 2020, and I don't want to talk about that any more than we actually had to, 2020, 2021. Last year was the first really big back to,
Right.
and there was a lot of people there, but people are predicting everybody feels back to normal now, and it's predicted to be a huge festival this year. So that's exciting. I think there's a lot more motivation behind it this year. A lot of people are excited to go full bore with it, and you just happen to walk into the right situation here. Okay, so your dad, Mayor Williams, said, it's funny, he just calls himself TW.
Yeah.
I like that. That's what he signs off of when we text back and forth. He said the Chainsaw Artist and some other booths at the Armory also.
Yes,
And
outside of
some
the
food.
Armory. Sanger Farms from Calhoun County, the Bee family. They will be set up in the kitchen of the Armory, doing some chicken salad, pulled pork
Okay.
sandwiches. Outside the Armory, then in the grass area, we'll have back the Mason-Dixon Chainsaw Boys.
Yes.
They'll be out there doing their thing. And we had a lot of people apply for a commercial booth this year. So we're going to be setting some of those up there as well, leading
Okay.
into the Armory, either in the grassy area or along the fence there. And those consist of there's like a gutter company.
Okay.
Like Another one's the state treasury office, West Virginia Treasury, the state
Understandable.
agriculture, the booths like that.
Kind of
the
informational things that they can
yeah,
do.
yeah, exactly.
Well, that's neat. That's an addition that I really, really like. Had a question from Kay Williams says, what is the festival Matchbox car this year, or are they available yet?
I do not believe that we have a Matchbox car. That we have previous ones.
Okay.
But of course we have the commemorative mug,
Yes, and this year the color is amazing.
peony.
What's it called?
Peony. It's a flower. Peony.
Peony?
Peony.
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 Yeah, there you go.
I call it pink.
Well, or pink.
It's a beautiful, the Fiesta Wear mugs
Yes.
for the festival, which are always and I tell you what, by the time we did this last year, by the way, they were already running out. By the time we did this right before the festival last year, the mayor was like, well, we're running low on these already. So if you're into the collection of those, can I get them right now?
We have not released them yet.
They've just released a picture of
yes,
the
a little
Walnut
tease.
Festival mugs. Yeah.
And we've also put in for it's a yellow Fiesta pitcher
Okay.
that is coming. It has a brown logo on it. Of course, we're going to have T-shirts. The glass blower is coming back.
Nice.
He hasn't been around for a few years. I think that's what's significant about this Black Walnut Festival too, is not only are we able to provide more, but people are more apt to join us again.
Yes.
Like people are bouncing back.
Yeah.
I mean, last year it was hard to get somebody when to release. What I was going to say about the glass blower is he's also making us a BWF glass.
Okay.
So that'll be something new.
Yeah.
He's going to have a whole bunch of creations. We're really excited to have him back downtown.
Kelly
He'll
said,
be on the courthouse square.
she said, oh, my goodness, a Fiesta picture? Can't wait. Yeah, Stephanie, I'm sorry. She said we're freezing up. Here's the deal. I'm at the mercy of Wi-Fi. And for some reason, in this conference room, it's the worst place for Wi-Fi in the building. So we actually got disconnected for a second. We're back on. So we do apologize if we are freezing up. I'll try to speak slowly, and I'll try not to move at all if that helps. I don't know. But so we've got everything coming back, and then more that sometimes. Sorry, folks. It's what we do. So you go back a couple years, you get the Fleetwood Mac Mania, the tribute band, which was one of the best things I've seen. You come back this year, and you get the Seven Bridges, the Eagles tribute band, unbelievable again. And so now you've got a headliner in the Boys in the Band, and it's an Alabama tribute band.
Yes.
Where do you find these people, number one?
Well, we have an agency that we
Okay.
work with. And this was a big discussion between my dad and Brent Wilson and I, and because everyone always wants a big headliner band.
Yeah.
And when we've done that previously, nobody comes.
Yeah.
Nobody comes. We had Blake Shelton. They couldn't sell tickets for it.
Which is crazy to me, I think, back in the day.
Yeah.
That you
The
couldn't sell
tickets were like
tickets.
$7,
Oh,
and people wouldn't buy them.
yeah.
And then we had Lainey Wilson, and it was going to be downtown.
Oh,
It rained.
the
They
weather.
moved it to the high school, and a lot of people didn't come.
By the way, I say I missed my chance with Lainey Wilson. I missed my chance. I didn't go backstage and meet her. They did a live remote out in front of the. It's my one true regret. The last couple
That was
of
something.
years.
I mean, we got her.
Oh,
I had
right
never
before.
never heard of her. Never heard
Yep.
of her. And she came, and I was like, oh, I know a song of hers. I've heard it a time
Yeah.
or two. And then boom,
It wasn't
there she
4
is.
months later.
winning
4 months after she came to us.
female vocalist
Yeah,
of the year.
she blew up
Yeah.
completely, and we could say we knew her when.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things.
We
that
were
you-
old friends. then.
Yeah, you can bring that here. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kay. Yeah, poor Drew for sure on that one. I missed out on
Yeah.
my opportunity. I don't know. Apparently, she's got some famous boyfriend or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, it's not about me. Again, let's talk about the Walnut Festival music lineup. Let's go with Thursday, 7 p.m., and let me know if I'm off on some of the. It never ends with me. So the reconnection here. So Alabama's tribute band, Boys in the Band, on Thursday, 7 to 8:30. On Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 is the Parachute Brigade.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know anything about these bands, by the way?
I don't know a whole lot.
That's why I told Brent to show up this morning.
I don't know a whole lot. Brent Wilson takes care of the majority of them.
Yeah.
I just had my hand in the boys in the band
Okay.
Alabama Tribute.
Yeah, I spoke with Brett yesterday just in passing. So some of these bands I'm not familiar with yet. But again, we're going to do this again Tuesday. We're going to do it again on Wednesday following. So we'll have that information as we go through here.
The Parachute Brigade, I know that several folks locally have seen them in Charleston before.
Okay. Yeah.
Particularly Krista and Chad Kuhn, when I mentioned them, they were really excited because they have seen them several times.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Now, Dangerfield, they'll be on the stage from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Friday as well. And I do know one of the guys in that band, Harry Beal, who did some work up at the radio station as well. So I think they have since moved to Parkersburg, but he's one of the members in that band. I don't know much about him yet. Again, if you guys know about him, please feel free to send us a chat message here, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Again, Kelly, sorry you lost us again. We're trying to maintain the best Wi-Fi we can here in the building. So if we do get kicked off, we'll be back on quickly. Don't worry about that. Ms. Poole said Blake Shelton was before he became famous as well, right?
Yes,
Before
yes.
he became famous. We've got a knack for doing stuff like that. It's amazing.
we
I remember back years ago with Tracy Bird. I mean, there's been some
there's been
acts.
several, and that's why we've continued to go with those tribute bands because we get such a response from people. I mean, the crowd is
It's
amazing
crazy.
that shows up for them. So I mean, you got to go with what the people want, even though people always go on. Hey, we want a headline.